Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2024 Subjective Gaming MCR Race Cars Championship in Automobilista 1. This time round number 4 at Spielberg in Austria, or Red Bull Ring if you will. This is the short version of the circuit. I was coming into round number 4 still ahead in the championship. So I had to have a good result. I was hoping to have a good result here in Austria. Let's take a look at the qualifying session and see how I did. Getting out of the pits. And heading to the shortcut, so to speak, that connects to this part of the track. Approaching Rindt corner, named after the great late legend Jochen Rindt, and exiting Red Bull Mobile corner into the main straight, start finish line, picking up some speed, getting ready to brake for turn 1. Niki Lauda curve, another legend. Now into turn 3. A little bit wide, gliding a little bit. Tires are still cold at this point. This is a short lap. The tires take like 3 laps to be on a optimal temperature and provide that extra grip we want for a qualifying lap. Here we are again, exiting turn 7 of this configuration, the shorter version of Red Bull Ring Spielberg. Heading into turn 1, braking at about 75 meters, close to the apex, right on the exit, trying not to eat that sausage, or what you call that thing that really upsets the car if you go over it. Again wide on turn number 3. There's some traffic up ahead, a slower car. Turn 6 and 7. He lets us go by. I step on it, and now let's do a flying lap, a little bit faster than the 2 laps before. This time start finish line again, and I'll let you guys watch this lap. So these were a few laps on board my trusty blue MCR race car. So I ended up on P4 behind Michael Gibbons, Alan Gordon and Dan Wright, starting on pole position for race 1 with 52.3, 52.4 for the second, 52.5 for the third, and 52.5 also for me. Only a little bit of a difference here like 27 thousandths of a second between me and Michael Gibbons. At this point, a rival, Michael Gibbons, we're going to be fighting a lot. Cameron Davis also. So let's proceed to race 1 and see how it went. So here we are at the start of race number 1 of this round number 4. Engines revving up in the distance. I seem to get a pretty good start. Here's the exit of turn number 1, first lap. So let's watch a replay of the start on board my car. Had a good start. Almost touching Gordon there, then right on the outside. Both of them oversteering. This is the replay from Michael Gibbons' perspective. You see me on the right, overtaking, but getting stuck behind Gordon. I almost hit Gordon, I almost hit everyone in fact, but we are able to make it through the first corner. Overtaking then right into turn number 3, also overtaking Gordon into the lead of the race. That went very well for me. Turn number 6, Gordon getting closer. Number 7, I'm able to create a little bit of a gap. Starting lap number 2, turn number 3. Exiting of turn number 6 into turn number 7. Heading to the straight. Right behind me Gordon. A little bit over the curb on the inside. Nothing to worry about. End of lap number 3. Starting lap number 4, Gordon getting a little bit closer on the main straight. In the background you see Wright trying to make a move on Davis. Turn 3, Gordon trying to keep up with me, trying to get closer to me and maybe make a move. We are now riding with Gordon. He makes a move on the inside at turn number 6. Let's watch the replay. Gordon on the inside of turn number 6. I had to let him go. I did not defend. I did not close the door. And on the main straight, I was on the slipstream. I was thinking about making a move on the inside. Starting lap number 5, here's the replay of my move on the inside, but then I abort. And Gordon oversteering, exiting turn 1. I get my chance to overtake him. Into turn 3 now. Here I was cautious. I did not want to end up side by side with him on this corner and then be thrown out of the track. That was at least what I was thinking. So I decided to play it cool. Main straight again. Then right. Already on P3. This was already lap number 6. Here I brake a little late into turn 3. But I'm able to keep up with Gordon on P1. And at the end of lap number 6, I tried to pull the same move that Gordon did to me, but he defended really well. I aborted the move to avoid contact or to avoid losing control of the car. And here we are, back at the main straight. I'm back on the slipstream of Gordon's car, heading into turn 1. I decide to stay behind and not make a move. I was not close enough. I didn't have enough speed. And I was being cautious, trying to avoid mistakes like the ones I did on the last races. This is the start of lap number 9. I was slowly catching up to Gordon. He was very fast ahead of me. I was just trying to catch up with him and maybe make a move later. Behind us, the field getting a little bit spread out at this point. This is the start of lap number 12, and finally I was getting close enough to Gordon. I was already planning a move either here at turn number 3 or at turn number 6, but for me it would be much easier on turn number 3. Let's watch what happened. Start of lap 13. I make a move on the inside of turn number 1, but Alan Gordon defends. And I did not have enough speed to overtake him on the inside. Heading into turn number 3. Try to stay close to him. Thinking about making a move at turn number 6. But he had more speed getting out of those 2 corners. So I was not able to keep up with him. And finishing lap number 13. Again on the main straight. Back on the slipstream. Approaching turn 1. I stay behind Gordon. This is lap 14, approaching turn number 3. I go inside. Try to brake late. Gordon goes wide. I make my move back into P1. Now I have Gordon on my back. I know he's going to make a move on turn number 6. So I try to create some distance here. I try to be as fast as I can. Heading into turn 6. He's not close enough to make a move. And here, heading into turn 6. Lap 18, almost at the end of the race. Gordon goes for it on the inside, but this time I defend. I stick to my line. I try to keep the speed. And heading into the main straight again. I try to run away from him. Prevent him from getting on the slipstream. And checker flag. P1. Quite a nice battle with Alan Gordon there. Let's take a look at the results of race number 1. Time I finished on first place. 18 laps. Right behind me Alan Gordon. And then right. A nice battle with Alan Gordon on this race. So let's see what happened on race number 2. So here we are at the start of race 2. I'm over there on last place because I won the last race. Gordon in front of me. Heading into the first corner. I'm still on last place. Side by side with Gordon on the first corner. Side by side with Gordon into turn 1. He gives me space, in fact too much space. He ends up going over that sausage curb and unsettling the car a little bit. But everyone was able to continue heading into turn 3. Here's the approach to turn number 3, this time on board with Walt Bomer. You see Gordon and another driver there on the inside. There I go. This is not Gordon, is it Steam? We are now riding with Walt Bomer, exiting turn number 5, heading to turn number 6. He dives on the inside. I give him room. Entering the main straight. I stay behind Bomer. Lap 2, turn 1. Gordon goes inside and makes a pass. I go wide to avoid contact. And I'm able to get back to my position. Lap number 3, I was behind Bomer. Gordon was behind me. Very close. Always putting pressure. I was trying to do the same. Side by side with Bomer exiting turn 5, but he's faster than me. I get right back behind him, trying to catch a slipstream into turn 6. And Bomer behind me, showing himself a little bit, but I have the speed I need to get away from him. Last corner, not so good for me. I lose a lot of speed there. I unsettle the car mid-corner, and this gives a chance to Gordon to get side by side with me heading into turn 1. He's probably gonna make a move on the inside, and so he did. I went wide over the curb, and I managed to stay ahead of him, and we both managed to pass Bomer there, and I dive into turn number 3. I'm already ahead of another 2 cars. We're now on board my car. You see Bomer slowing down. I overtake him. Then the field slows down into turn 3. I go inside. I was able to take 2 positions with 1 move. A little bit of contact, nothing too serious, no damage to the car. No visible damage at least, but the game registers damage, so to speak, some aerodynamic damage, but still drivable the car at this point. Starting lap number 5 on turn 1, exiting turn 1. I was looking in the mirror. I did not see that Bomer actually was slowing down, and I hit him in the back. This time I got aerodynamic damaged, not visible, but my car was not as fast as it should by this point after this contact, but still driving straight. And on turn 3 I overtake Paul Bomer. I was P16, ending lap number 5. Paul Bomer on turn 6, getting closer. Starting lap number 6, heading into turn 1. I make a move on Paul Seiler on the 13 car. I lock the brakes. I let him go. He closes the door. And I'm able to be faster than this group. Heading to turn 3, I overtake Paul Seiler. Already P13 at this time. This is lap number 8, turn 3. I overtake Seiler on the inside of turn 3. A very good place to pass, in my opinion. Starting lap number 9, turn 1. I'm behind Misen. He slows down exiting turn number 1. I overtake Misen and the number 16 also. Heading into turn 3, I get closer to these 2 cars fighting for position. I try to go inside, but another guy sneaks inside. Excellent move. This is the same situation, but on board the car of Pete Williams. There you see me going inside, try to avoid those cars. I lose speed. He goes inside, touches me a little bit, but makes a great move and overtakes me. But ends up going wide, gets overtaken. Exiting turn number 5. Pete Williams is ahead of me, but I got good speed. Heading into turn number 6. And I try to make a move on the inside, and it works out for me. I overtake Williams. A little bit of contact, but nothing serious. Just some rubbing and racing. Here is the same move, but this time on board with Tom Staten. See me going on the inside. He gives me the room. Very respectful. He knew I was faster getting into that corner. So, great sportsmanship from this driver. And this was already lap 15. I was P8 at this point. Excellent race, starting all the way in the back. And exiting turn 1, I'm able to overtake James Teller and Richard Cook. Approaching turn 3, I got the best line. Teller trying to fight me a little bit, touching my car, trying to resist, trying to defend, but I was faster. And approaching turn 6, Teller goes on the inside, Cook on the outside, 3 wide, we make contact. Teller goes inside, and on the black car, number 17, we see Richard Cook, much faster than me, goes straight for my car. We are 3 wide. And I was holding on, trying not to lose control. And Richard Cook passes me on the outside. And I lose both positions again. But exiting the last corner, I was faster than Richard Cook. And I regained my position. Richard Cook very aggressive. I was on the inside. And you see him trying to keep his position. He oversees a little bit, loses some speed, and I get ahead of him. Turn number 6, still behind James Teller. I was being extra cautious at this point because I already had a good result with the win on the first race, and P7 now. But I have a good slipstream on Teller. Make a move on turn 1, but I abort immediately, being cautious as I told. I already had a very good position at this point. I didn't want to ruin the race again with some stupid move like I did last race. This is the start of lap 18. I get side by side with James Teller. Turn 1, I'm on the inside. Teller goes wide. I'm able to overtake him into P6. This is already the last corner of the last lap of this race. P6, excellent result. Was really happy. Let's take a look at the results. Race 2, P6 starting from 20th position, from dead last. Excellent result for me. First place on race 1 and 6th place on race number 2. That gives me a good advantage in the championship. So at this point, after this weekend, 4 races out of 10 completed, I was ahead in the championship with 98 points, followed right behind by Dan Wright with 83 and Ralph Collins with 72. And thank you all for watching. I see that some of you engage with this content, at least watch it a little bit, and I know that some people like this kind of stuff. I like to do it. I always wanted to do this. This is the first time I'm trying to make a little bit of a commentary about one of my championships, given that I did so many in the past, so many offline championships, so many great moments. So see you guys on the next race, and thank you very much for watching. Peace.